I look like I need your power.
Now fully embracing life with his new family and permanent home in the small town of Green Hills, Sonic has become determined to use his powers to help others and work as a solo hero. However, he meets his match when Dr. Robotnik returns to Earth and is accompanied by Knuckles the Echidna, as the two have entered an unlikely alliance to locate a legendary emerald from myth and legends, one that has the power to end civilization as we currently know it. Sonic then doubles up with his new sidekick Tails, and the two set out on a quest to find the emerald before Robotnik does, ensuring the world's safety. So to start, I saw the first film opening day. Oh yeah, this was also before coronavirus gut punched the world. So unironically, we're talking about a whole nother era here. Reminiscing about better days aside, I thoroughly loved the first film from start to finish. The story was structured and paced well, the CG was superb, the character design was fixed up from that embodiment of night terrors that was the May 2019 trailer version, and the cast was fairly solid. Ben Schwartz nailing Sonic's personality, James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, while not being the main focus, putting in believable performances for the material given. Tom Wachowski's budding relationship with the Blue Blur being one half of the film's plot. And of course, we can't not mention Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, who gave it 110% from start to finish.
A lesser man would die here. I'll be home by Christmas.
And for the piece de resistance, seeing Tails in the mid-credit sequence brought a tear to the inner 7-year-old in me. Moving on to the current topic at hand, I'm sure I wasn't the only one surprised to see Knuckles added to this movie, and voiced by Idris Elba no less. Now we're confirmed for a trilogy with Sonic 3 on the horizon, and a live-action Knuckles TV series on Paramount Plus, with Elba reprising his role. So with a paved road for the franchise going forward, it's finally time to answer the question that everyone is asking. How is Sonic 2 compared to its predecessor? Well, let me state that sequels can at times be a letdown. However, I can firmly state that Sonic 2 doesn't lose the fun factor the original had. Like the first film, it's an action comedy, though there's definitely more elaborate action sequences in this installment. For example, and this isn't much of a spoiler, but we do have 3 different engagements between Sonic and Knuckles. We have a big climax at the end, which is much bigger and grander than the last. And given all 3 of our mains are CG renders, you know Paramount spent a pretty penny making this movie. As for the story, as stated earlier, it's a race to find the Master Emerald, so it's your standard both sides feuding over a MacGuffin storyline. However, in many ways this quest is used to establish Tails' character arc and lock together the bond between him and Sonic. It doesn't stretch on for too long, as the device needed to find the Emerald is found by the end of the second act of the film. Act 3, however, is where I feel the story is slightly derailed a bit. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't unentertaining or boring, but it felt like nothing more than a segue to bring Tom and Maddie into the main plot, while also establishing the US government's new extraterrestrial task force, i.e. GUN, and revealing that said forces involved were aware of Sonic's presence here on Earth. It's probably the weakest point of the film narrative-wise, and you'll know what I mean when the film gets there. Again, it's not terrible, but it does weaken what could have been a solid story. Moving on to the characters, Tom and Maddie have definitely a reduced role in this film. They do contribute at given points, but it's clear that the focus is on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and that's a good thing I might add. I like Tom and Maddie, but their character arcs peaked in the first film, deciding to remain in Green Hills with Sonic and their fellow residents. Though I will say Tom's role is transformed from being Sonic's best friend to Sonic's surrogate father and mentor, a role that I feel is fitting for the character, and James Marsden does put on a solid performance with it. Sonic's character arc has transformed to the next step as well, as in the first film it was him searching for a place to belong and easing his lonely heart. Here his role is of responsibility in protecting all those dear to him. Another thing noticeable is Sonic's role in bringing the trio together. Because Sonic suffered a decade of seclusion and solitude, he has a way of empathizing with both Tails and Knuckles' plights, both of which suffer from their own forms of loneliness. Tails had few friends in his village because of his birth deformity of having 2 tails, usually spending most of his time tinkering with gadgets. What got him going was his total admiration for his hero, Sonic. Knuckles is the last of his people and is tethered to a destiny thrusted on him that is his one and only goal in life. It also explains a little bit of his gullibility and his willingness to trust Eggman when they first meet. Using that theme of loneliness, it's a smart and subtle way to bring the 3 together, also integrating it as the next step in Sonic's overall character arc. As for Robotnik, he's definitely a solid villain, though I think it's fair to say that given the arcs of the other main characters, Jim Carrey isn't the golden goose he was in the last film, as that movie doubled as an origin story for both Sonic and Eggman. That's not to say Carey doesn't deliver here. He does. I just think the narrative has evolved, so things have just kind of balanced out. Hence the character arcs I spoke of earlier. Sonic 2, in my opinion, is a great film, and a great next installment to the franchise. It has its problems, and yes, there's plot holes the size of the Master Emerald, but given the experience, I can look past these. I think it's safe to say the franchise has come a long way from that fever dream of night terrors that hit 3 years ago. I'm definitely looking forward to the future with Sonic 3 and Knuckles the TV series. All I have left to say is that if you're a lifelong Sonic fan like me, you'll enjoy this film. If you have kids that like the first one, they'll definitely love this one. Sonic 2 is out now, so you literally have no reason not to go see it. Oh, and this goes without saying, but stay for the after credits sequence. If you are a fan of Sonic from a particular era, you'll be hyped for Sonic 3. Hey, what is up everybody? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let's get the conversation rolling and start dropping those comments in the comment section thingy below. Also, please proceed to drop me a like. It would greatly be appreciated. And hit that subscribe button as I do have more content coming in the future. And hit that bell icon for notifications because YouTube's got a nasty habit of, doing what they do. Also, you can follow me on the social media handles I've got listed right here. And, oh, what is that? Is that a Twitch channel? My name is Tanner, this is Scarlet, Geek Corner, and I will see you guys next time.